Dale and Boss tell Tommy that the other 17 wells on the field need to be worked over too, so Tommy decides to call Monty for that. However, Angela calls before telling him to be back by 7 as they are having a family dinner. Tommy tells her he will be back when the work is finished. He then calls Monty to tell him that this reworking won't be an issue. It'll improve the performance instead, so Monty agrees, telling him to do it one at a time and give him performance reports before starting the next one. Before leaving, Boss jokes about Tommy getting back with her ex-wife and letting her use another man's credit card for shopping. Tommy laughs, pointing it is a perfect deal for him. Cooper visits Ariana, who shows him all the bills and documents, telling him she cannot understand a single thing LVO invested in. Cooper sits beside her and explains all the bills and letters one by one. They conclude that Ariana might need to sell this house and about how she can receive the cash in the 401k that LVO set up. As Ariana needs to feed her baby, Cooper walks into the kitchen and sees the backyard. He takes the lawnmower and starts mending the overgrown and unmaintained lawn for Ariana. Monty is at a shareholders meeting where everyone is arguing over green initiatives. Having had enough, he calls them out, telling them they have already been declared evil for using oil, but nowhere near is a solution that can entirely replace oil, so they should move their priorities to maintain a profit-rich price per barrel. At the end of the discussion, one colleague calmly tells Monty that he may be right, but this party will end with his children, and he won't have anything to leave for his grandchildren if he doesn't start thinking about it eventually. In a world where people are trying to survive their day-to-day expenses, these rich folks are talking about inheritance for their grandchildren. As Cooper clears the yard, Ariana's dog Hefe seems to be contemplating whether to like him or bite him. However, he doesn't attack him. Ariana offers him a drink and tells him how her grandmother once told her that the trick to life is to endure all the pain of this life, but stay 17 in the heart. However, Ariana finds it hard to sustain that for herself. Cooper gets up to work on the front yard. Ariana doesn't want him to do so since she enjoys the backyard only, but Cooper wants to do it since he doesn't know any other way to help. While he is working, Manuel sees him while driving by and stops to threaten him with a gun. Ariana intervenes, telling him to come by and help rather than worrying about who she sleeps with. She also kisses Cooper to trigger Manuel and tells him that he might have a chance with her because he is showing up for her rather than being like LVO's petty cousins who only worry about her staying LVO's widow for life. Rebecca comes to meet Nate at his residence because it also happens to be his office. He is highlighting the settlement funds for the Medina family to Rebecca when she asks if they are including the cash value for 401k in the $250 they're paying. Believing they cannot hire a capable lawyer, she wants the family to settle on what they offer instead of looking into the 401k contribution. She even plans on scaring them if they don't agree. They are interrupted by Ainsley in a bikini, offering Rebecca to swim with her. Rebecca excuses that, but then a team of loaders comes in delivering furniture for Angela on Victor's credit card. Rebecca can see multiple lawsuits writing themselves in this house and decides to leave, telling Nate they'll go to the bereaved families the next day. Later, a neighbor girl invites Ainsley to a patch party where a bunch of youngsters circle up the patch and dance and have fun. Ainsley agrees to go. On one of the wells, Dale sees work needed there, but it was handled by Medina crew and hasn't been reassigned yet. Tommy wants Boss's crew to handle it, but they are disrupted by 2 cars pulling up. They are of the drug cartel whose drugs were lost in the TTP truck accident. They dared to demand compensation from Tommy when they were using his road and his plane to do so. Tommy tells them this is not going to happen, making the guys threaten him that he will pay for this. Dale has recorded everything while Boss refuses to step foot in this field till this threat is dealt with. Tommy calls Monty that he will come to meet him the next day to talk about a serious matter. Ariana apologizes to Cooper for kissing him and thanks him for being there to listen to her and help her in some way, rather than providing her with solutions that she already knows. Cooper tells her he is happy to help whenever. When Tommy and Dale come back, the interior of the house has been completely changed. Angela is happy and trying her best to make this work. Cooper comes in and meets Angela, but Ainsley and Cooper seem to hate each other for some reason. As they sit to eat, Angela says a prayer, feeling happy about the family being together, but after that, she tries to hold small talk, which fails miserably. The dinner feels awkward, so she pesters Tommy about her day. Tommy eventually tells them all that they have been threatened by a drug cartel today, and that was the highlight of the day. But Angela excuses herself at the annoyance in his voice. Ainsley tells Tommy to comfort her. Angela is crying in the kitchen that Tommy has ruined the dinner vibe and their kids hate each other too. Tommy comforts her that this is how things have been and are going to be. He tells her that she creates an image of how things are supposed to go, but others can see it, and they end up not acting how she wants, resulting in her throwing a tantrum. So to avoid fights, she should expect less from others while doing what she likes to do. Tommy also questions her about her menstrual cycle, which Angela jokingly admits at the end that she is nearing it, so her overreaction was a given. The two reconcile as Tommy lightens up her mood a little. Outside, Ainsley is smiling, hearing all that, while Cooper questions it because he was old enough to remember the times they were together and knows how things tend to be between his parents. At night, Ariana calls Cooper about being scared, but Cooper reminds her that Hefe is scary enough to deal with anyone who tries to enter their house. When he reaches his dorm, he gets attacked by Manuel, Antonio, and some other cousins. Tommy is getting ready to go meet Monty when Angela wakes up, telling him she'll tag along to have the final talk with Victor. Tommy knows a man wouldn't want that, but Angela insists, revealing she needs her car back from him. The boss waits for Cooper in the morning, but he doesn't show up. Manuel suggests leaving him, and the boss does so. While driving, Angela is very excited about Tommy is not that jolly of a person. He gets a call from Rick that all the oil pipes of different sizes are stacked together, unlike how they were ordered. When Tommy reaches the site, Rick is standing on the pipes ranting angrily, but suddenly, the pipes slip, making him fall with many oil pipes crushing his body. He calls his wife, knowing he won't last long, while Tommy calls 911 for help. But in a few moments, Rick loses his life. All of these dangers are witnessed by Angela.